Hey guys, I'm Colwen, back with another Transformers video. Today I've got Transformers Studio Series Transformers 1 Starscream. Now yes, I'll admit I still have yet to actually see the movie, but hey, that means I can actually talk about the toy as it is without being any influence. I got this from Walmart for about 30 bucks. I like that they're bringing back the plastic cover. I don't mind that they got rid of all the other plastic. At least keep this, all right? He's got some type of plastic shell over his chest inside there, and there's rubber bands and stuff to hold him in place. We've got some cool artwork on the side and on the front. His vehicle mode reminds me of what I saw on the box for Sentinel Prime. So hopefully, apparently this is what he's supposed to look like, and he also looks very similar to that Bumblebee character. The I think it wasn't called Starscream; it's actually called Blitzwing, but whatever. But I'll bring that guy in later on. Starscream leads High Guard fighting corruption from the shadows. The grammar on that is wrong. It should be Starscream leads the High Guard fighting corruption from the shadows. But he's Decepticon. He is corrupt. See, even right there, he's a Decepticon. Starscream's always been very confusing. Anyways, let me get this guy out of the box and we'll see how cool he actually is. Alright. So I've got Transformers 1 Studio Series Starscream out of the box, and I'm enjoying him. He's got some weird things going on. But yeah, so accessories wise, let's get that out of the way. He's got the null rays on his shoulder, and then he's got this weird gun here. And I really wish they would have pegged the gun underneath like that, but there's no room. I'm going to have to get in here and modify this, because I really would like it if the gun wrapped underneath like that. But this is the way they intend it, and I just think that looks really bulky and ugly. Let me go ahead and pull that out of his hand. That gets tossed off to the side for right now, and this gets pegged onto his back. So yeah, that is a little bit of parts forming, and these guns don't need to be removed for transformation, but they can be. Let me bring over Film Noir Spider-Man soda can. We've got Hubcap. We've got Scourge. Sid, you okay? Alright, bring Scourge in over there. Bring Hubcap out. Where are the car guys? Here are the Siege car guys. And yes, let's bring in Transformers 1 Megatron. And they look really good next to each other. Let me bring in all my Seekers. Alright, let's go ahead and show off all the Seekers in no particular order. But here's my Generations Thrust. Here is my Generations Armada Starscream. I do intend on getting the Legacy version. I think this guy was called Blitzwing, but to me, he is a Starscream. We've got the War for Cybertron Starscream. We've got the Legacy War for Cybertron Starscream. Was this War for Cybertron, or what was this guy from? He's another Seeker. We have Emperor Starscream here. I'm going to call this guy Skywarp. I don't think he's called Skywarp officially, but To me, he's my Skywarp. And then here is Transformers 1, Starscream. It is interesting to see the variations on the Seeker / Starscream style, and they usually all try and keep it with the same idea of the cockpit as the chest, and then the wings hanging off the back. So there is a design language. Let me get these guys out of the way. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. I do have a lot of ums and haws and blah 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 blah. The coloring on him is nice, but I'm more used to seeing Starscream in more of an off-white, not so much a dull cream bone color. I don't know, but the coloring still kind of works. He's got a big, bulky backpack, but it's clean, and you can do a whole bunch of stuff with his wings if you are so inclined. You can put them however you want. You can, fold them around like that and spread the wings all the way out, and that looks kind of cool. You can get his arms up, and then you can flip that up to kind of level things out. That's really more for transformation, but it's a thing you can do. I kind of like it. His head sculpt is very, very good interpretation on the Starscream mold. Starscream head, instead of having the sharp, bulky ears, it kind of tapers down a little bit, you know. I like the shape of the torso. He's got almost a feminine shape to him. And, like, Starscream is Starscream, and yeah. You've been seeing Transformers Prime, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I like the paint job, though. The colors work. The colors work very nice. The blue, and he's got the detail in the vents here, and the shoulder vents are further back on his backpack, but it still gives him that nice profile. It still gives him a really good profile. I talked about the articulation in the wings. He's got some hinges and some ball joints and stuff, and I think that's the way he's intended. Articulation-wise, he's got a ball-jointed neck, and there's a transformation hinge there. You can kind of get him to look up, but, like, you really may not. Uh-oh. Ah! He's got ball-jointed shoulders. He's got a just above the elbow swivel. He's got a hinged elbow that gives him just a little teeny bit over 90 degrees, which is kind of nice. No waist articulation, absolutely, because of the transformation. Ball jointed hips, thigh swivels, huge knee bend going on there. And he's got no ankle rockers, but he does have backward tilt. He can do backward tilt on the feet, but no ankle rockers. Fortunately, they did mold his feet in a nice A stance. So let's go ahead and transform. I am going to pull the guns off and just get them out of the way. Make sure that's here. So let's see here. Open these panels. Straighten out the arms, and there we go. The whole crotch area is going to fold up, and this, I want to say, is going to need to hinge back. There we go. Okay. I broke it. I broke my toy. Okay, so these engines back here, they tab into the backpack, so you need to untab them and hinge them away to get them out of the way. Then you can bring back the backpack. Yeah, no, just that one hinge down there. Bring out the head and straighten the head out. Hinge the entire chest up and back and bring out the nose cone. This is a tricky thing. Right here at the cockpit, it needs to hinge down, and then you need to bring out this double hinge piece inside. course, when I'm playing with it, it transforms just fine, but I get it on camera and I can't transform it properly anymore. It's the Schrodinger's review. Will it be bad or good? Okay, so where does this thing go? Right there. Okay. So, you got the whole cockpit straightened out of the chest. You got the head laid back. I actually really appreciate how he's just kind of laid back, chilling in his own torso. You know, that is pretty good stuff there. Yes, I do appreciate that. Close that down. Then we're going to... Oh, okay. Don't close that down yet. Hinge back the engines. These vent things. And so that those tabs can line up inside like that. Okay. Take the wings and use the ball joints to flip them over. You see what I'm doing here? And then those are going to tab in. There's a slot here and a tab there. There's a tab there and a slot there. And there is that. Now we can start working on the arms and the legs. So one thing about the shoulders, you're going to need to flip the shoulders, come on, like that, and then bring them around into here. Now, there's going to be something to go in there in a moment, but we're going to get back to that. So come back to the legs. You should have the back of the legs open. Is there a swivel in here that I'm missing? No, there is not. Okay. So, excuse you. This tab on the back of his hips are going to end up in that little slot in there. And that's going to tab things together. And then there's a tab there that should go into this slot right here. There we go. And then we can close the feet up, and there's tabs and slots that are going to line up. No. The panels back here want to tab in to the side of these engines. There we go. Everything is all together. And then the arms literally just hang off the side. We can come back to here and here we go. Okay, this little section here is going to get tabbed in right there. And then we can see how that kind of lines up. We need to come in here and peg in the weapons. Come on. There we go. The arms just hang out, really, I think. I don't think they tab in. Onto or into anything, really. I don't think things are... Give me a second. Okay. I got it figured out. Now we can fold out the... Now we can fold out the wings. Put that... Let me bring in the other Starscreams. Yeah. Alright, let's bring in my Seekers in no particular order, but first I want to, here we go, my Generations Thrust. Here is War for Cybertron. Here is the War for Cybertron remake. Here's Siege of Cybertron Skywarp. Here's the Generations Armada. Here's a Blue Jet. Here's the Bumblebee movie guy. Here's the Transformers 1. And here's the King Starscream. It's nice how Starscream is either some type of human-based F-16 jet fighter, or he's got the cool, weird Tetra jet thing going on. You know, like the War for Cybertron one. The most unique Starscream has got to be the Armada one. So let me clear these guys out. So, it's a very interesting vehicle. It's definitely a Tetra style jet, very similar to the Siege of Cybertron. Everything folds in on itself and compacts together very nicely. It's pretty obvious that you've got arms and legs here, but it is a Cybertronian mode, so you're allowed to have that a little bit. I like how they packaged all the weapons together in just like one little weapons volley. Like, he may have a hard time hitting you, but if he hits you, you're going down hard. And like, yeah, he's got the extra weapons over here, but you know, still, you know, it's like, damn. I like the shape. It's a cool Tetra style thing. The engines are nice back here. I would call this a finicky effort, because getting all the pegs to line up properly inside there, and he keeps wanting to pop loose in different ways, and I can't get the top to peg in place, and I can't get the wings to peg down in place. But I like the robot mode. The vehicle mode is fun. The transformation is fun. Like, he's not quite perfect, but he's still an enjoyable figure. I'm still like glad I got him. And like, you should go get your own. Let's bring in the comparisons. We've got Scourge. We've got Hubcap. We've got Soda Can. And we've got Film. Buddy, you're killing me. Gotta bring in the Siege of Cybertron car guys. And of course, we need to bring in his glorious leader, Megatron. That's how they look together. Yeah, I am really glad I picked this up. Again, you should go get your own. He is a finicky little guy, and I'm pretty sure I'm just not pegging something together correctly, and that's why. But yeah, no, this is a good figure. I'm Colwen. I've been talking about Transformers Studio Series, Transformers 1, Starscream, Cybertronian mode, whatever. It's a good figure. Go grab one. Thank you for watching.